Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So looking at this current Bitcoin price action, you can see the price of Bitcoin is doing exactly like what we expected on my previous video. I told you guys, don't expect breakout like this here, right? A breakout, pullback, and then a continuation pattern in this manner, just like here guys, just like this example. We had a breakout, we had a pullback, and then boom, we started making new highs. And this is exactly what I'm also expecting with Bitcoin right now. But you can see here right now we are also seeing some sort of hesitation to break to the upside. What is actually stopping us? So for that, if we look here on the right hand side guys, you can see the price has clearly broken out of this rising wedge, right? And also to monitor the price movement, what I've done is I've actually included this ascending channel. So if we monitor this ascending channel and the price movement inside this ascending channel, you can see guys, every time when we had this price coming at the upper line area of this ascending channel, played a very important role. Because if we look at this scenario here right now guys, this is actually showing us that why we are finding difficulty to break to the upside. So if we look at this trend line here, this here, when we reach the upper line of this ascending channel and look at the trend line, this trend line acted as a very strong resistance here, right? Pull back, again a resistance, and once we broke out of it guys, you can see we made a new high. Again, what happened? Resistance, got a pullback, the previous resistance line acted as a support, and then when we broke out of it, what happened again? We made another high, right? So this here was the previous high, and before that this was the previous high. But look at this here guys, this is a new high, and right now what we are witnessing is a similar price structure. I mean, we might be facing resistance here, we could see a pullback and a new high which is going to break the high of 2017, and this is the exact price scenario what I'm actually expecting for Bitcoin to do right now. And also guys, today I have a very interesting chart to show to you all. And also guys, I would really appreciate if you could take 2 seconds of your time and smash the like button, and also if you're watching this for the first time, definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell. So now if we switch the chart here guys, as you can see, this scenario is also unfolding, so I don't have to talk about this. I showed you guys with this parabolic curve scenario, this base 4 area, and this price movement here, right? If you look at this, or just focus on this price structure here and this price structure here, you can see we had this similar price movement, price coming back to the previous high, finding support, this trend line here, I mean the green line, right? You can see here, previous resistance line acted as a support and then a bounce. Here similar case guys, previous resistance line, right? You can see here previous resistance line that acted as a support when we had the price pullback and then a move to the upside. And right now we are seeing a similar price structure, but as I've already showed you with the previous example, a more like a pullback scenario around the trendline area and then a move to the upside, right? And here as well on the right hand side, this is a fractal from 2019 and 2020. And right now if you look at this price structure, this is somehow pretty similar guys, because right now where we are, this is also actually indicating, hey, we had this kind of difficulty to break to the upside, the price started consolidating. But if you look in our case, this is nothing different guys, because you can also see we are actually making higher lows, and you can see them very clearly, and also higher highs. So this means the fracture here from 2019 and this here could be panning out very well, right? Because we are also expecting some like major move to the upside, and this fracture here from 2019 had a similar price movement. So let's see how this one is going to pan out. So now let us actually look at Ethereum USD chart, because I have one very interesting scenario to show to you all. Let me switch the chart now. So now coming back to this Ether USD chart in a weekly time frame, as you have already noticed guys, I have something very different to show to you this time. Because you know, on my previous example I told you guys how bullish I am and I've showed you in a weekly time frame, but this weekly time frame chart is different, because right now I'm actually going to show you the exact scenario what could be unfolding for Ether. So if we look at this price, or if you monitor this price movement here, you can see I've numbered the price structure here, right? And also this looks like an ascending broadening wedge scenario. But today I'm actually going to show you a very speculative chart from Jesse Livermore. So let me show you that first. So guys, this here is one very interesting chart. Looking at this price structure here of Ether and looking at this Jesse Livermore's speculative chart, what is this speculative chart showing us right now? Because if you look at this price structure, this area, just like our scenario right now with Ether in a weekly time frame, look at this price movement, this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is actually an accumulation cylinder with widening mouth. So in our case we are calling this a ascending broadening wedge. And now where we are, we have reached the 0.6 area, right, in a weekly time frame. So according to this Jesse Livermore speculative chart, if you are unaware of Jesse Livermore, guys, he was one of the most successful traders around 1920, that time period. If we follow this price structure here, right, and look in our case, I mean in a weekly time frame for Ether, guys, you will notice that right now where we are forming this exact move. And if this is going to pan out just like here from Jesse Livermore scenario, guys, we are expecting a pullback and then a massive move to the upside, and this massive move could actually break the high of 2017, guys. And now if you look at this Ether price structure in a weekly time frame, so now, guys, if we look at this scenario, this Ether USD in a weekly time frame, you can see we are doing exactly the same. So in this case, this is our accumulation cylinder, right? And you can see here the price of Ether has already been forming this accumulation cylinder, also known as ascending broadening wedge. We have already reached the 0.6 area. So what we are expecting right now, even if we would see any sort of a price pullback, this could be our 0.7 area. So after 0.7, you know, 0.8, 0.9, and I think we are also going to break the high of 2017, right? This is very likely scenario, because if you look at this theory from Jesse Livermore, guys, the speculative chart, this is exactly what is waiting for Ether, because if the trend is going to remain this bullish, then this is actually a very, very likely scenario, and this here is just the beginning of something huge. So in a bigger scale, you can see Ether could be forming a very, very massive move. I have been saying this since like Ether was around 280, 300 price level, right? And you can see how far we have already come. And now also looking at this price structure of Ether in a smaller time frame, you can see in a 4-hour time frame, just like we expected, price came out to target level 490, 550, and also almost our next target, which was at 630, right? We came around 625 area and we saw some sort of reversal. But if you look at this price structure right now, also this reversal, this here, right, this moving average, this is a Williams alligator indicator, and this in an uptrend is going to act as a support. And I've told you guys plenty of time, and you can see here this line is going to act as a support, and it is actually acting as a support. Just like with the previous example, if we would see any sort of a pullback, guys, you know, this 550 is a very, very strong support line, right? And then be careful, because then we could be making another massive move to the upside, heading towards the 0.8, 9, and 10 for Ether. So right now, don't just panic if you see any sort of a price pullback, because I showed you guys in a bigger scale, if we are going to see any sort of a price pullback, then this pullback is going to prepare us for something big. So guys, this is a very short analysis, and I hope it was helpful and informative enough. So if you enjoyed my work, definitely hit the like button, and also if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.